of the most beautiful figures BOTM has ever released. Oh, how I wish I had you. The dry brushing, the iridescence, the stripes. If only I had $75. Guess I have to wait for Christmas. I shouldn't have watched all those reviews on them. It made me fall in love with them. I guess I better do something else. Oh yeah, we got another Beast the Mesozoic figure to take a look at. What's up guys, welcome back, and today is a very exciting video because we're back with the Beast of the Mesozoic. We've got another beautiful figure to take a look at. It's been a while. I think the last one was the Untitled, but I have officially got it addicted to collecting BOTM, so expect more reviews soon. I was originally going to get the Ceratopsian because I didn't make enough money to get this one. But then my sister, I had a big shout out to my sister because she actually paid for half of this for me. She saw, because I kind of did all the work to get it and she just paid for half of it. But anyways, yeah. Shout out to my sister. I don't think she's watching though. But yeah, we have the Beast of the Mesozoic, Fan's Choice, Ceratopsian series, medusaceratops here. The absolute beauty of a figure. So shiny and beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the back. So, here we have the other Fan's Choice figures. I'm going to remove this slip, I think, if it's not taped somewhere. Where it has to be attached somewhere. What in the world? Okay, so now that we can take a look at the back, here we can see the medusaceratops. We have Old Buck the Styracosaurus. We have the Pachyrhinosaurus. And the massive, boring Torosaurus. It's just a Torosaurus, that's all I can say. Not a huge fan of it. But there we have this drawing of a Triceratops we see on all of them. You can see Fan's Choice, the Beast of the Mesozoic logo there. You can see its face. Nothing really else. There's this slip on it, which has beautiful package art of the medusaceratops. Very beautiful. And in the back it shows like kind of like a preview of the card, I think, that is inside. Then it has like 20 points of articulation, realistic movement and detail, profile card included, because you all need to know that. And then there's nothing really else here. So why don't we go ahead and get this open, because I'm excited. I waited like almost a week to get this out. If you didn't know, there's actually like a background thingy in there, so you can display your figure in that. But now, I can already smell the plastic. Now we just need to cut the medusaceratops out of the box. Here's the card and instructions, everything. We don't really need the instructions, but it is kind of important if you're new to it. So here's a beautiful collector's card. So yeah, it's basically, it tells you, you want to heat up the joints before you like move these around because they are fragile. So yeah, dip it in hot water to assemble the tail. We all know that. Here's the collector's card here with beautiful picture, beautiful art of the medusaceratops. Really, really captures the colors and everything really, really well. Here we've got a picture of the medusaceratops and some facts about it. So it's pretty cool. I always love these cards here as an awesome addition to the figures themselves. A new card in here. So now we have an entirely new page just for the medusaceratops and the others once they come. So yeah. And now, let me get this tail on real quick. Alright, we've got the medusaceratops. Its tail is all on, all ready to go. But first, it smells like fresh plastic. I love that smell. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and warm up the joints so they are all like ready to be moved and everything. So, be right back. Alright, its joints are all warmed up. There was a lot of stiff joints, but that's to be expected on a new figure straight out of the box. So if you get a figure that is like this, just make sure to warm it up with hot water or a hair dryer or something, because you don't want to force the stiff joints, because I have broken a few figures doing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this figure. Alright, so taking a look at this figure up close, this is so beautiful. This is based on the white-lipped python, which is a beautiful snake. So yeah, all these colors were taken from that snake. And as you can see here, you've got lots of different colors all up in the face. There's going to be so much to cover. So basically, the base color is sort of like this black color. And the horns remind me of the longhorn cattle, like, and chocolate. Because, yeah, they remind me of longhorn cattle. Kind of like the way that the horns look. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And so yeah, for the horns, you've got like this tan brown kind of color with some darker brown stripes, which look really, really good. One of the huge things I was not a huge fan of the original medusaceratops is I hated its horns. They didn't look natural at all, which is fine. It doesn't have to look natural. There's just something about it that I don't like. That's why I got this figure. Yeah, so the colors of the horns, you know, we covered that. So yeah, you got this black color, which sort of like you can't really see it on camera, but it's kind of like a brown wash over, or maybe a dry brush. I don't know. You got some metallic blue sort of like painted around its snout there, and just up here you got a little bit of sort of like a goldish green color, maybe it's just gold, spotted around here, and you got a stripe of it there. On the face here you've got like some white, which looks really good. Definitely looks a lot like the white-lipped python that it was based off of. Then you kind of got like a dry brushing of brown, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's okay, I guess. I don't know. Up here in the frill, you can see that there's these patterns here, which are sort of like a dark, sort of like red. It looks a lot more red in person than on camera. And then you got some gold here, some metallic blue, some metallic orange, which look really good, just spotted around. And then these horns up here, you got the same sort of tan color with the brown striping. And all these little bumps and horns are all painted really nicely. You got some metallic blue on the neck, or back of the head, I guess. The jaw here has been dry brushed with a lighter color of like tan, kind of, all throughout the jaw. The beak is nicely painted this tan color, about the same as the horns, I think. Oh, and then this horn up here is also dry brushed with some lighter color, make it really stand out, and all that detail pop. The eyes look beautiful. I love how realistic the eyes look on these figures. It's just amazing. That green. Oh, and you also have in the mouth here, the mouth is beautifully detailed. You can't really see it, but all the teeth are painted. You even have like an articulated tongue in there, which I don't think I can move, which is really, really interesting. And then the tongue is kind of, and then like the inside of the mouth is kind of painted this pinkish purple color. Really, really nice for how much detail are in the mouth. Back behind the frill here, you can really notice this dry brushing of dark brown, which really stands out here. And then you got like this metallic blue around the neck part. On the neck here, it's kind of like, I think it has like a wash or maybe like a dry brushing of brown to make these colors kind of like more dull, which is interesting. So you've kind of got sort of a metallic blue, but I think it's been washed with that brown, so it's not as like popping out on your face, like out at your face color. And then you've got some multi-colors right here with some kind of a peach color and some green and some gold, some stripes of brown and that same like sort of cream color that goes along the underside of the figure. And then you've got, you know, the body's kind of like all this black color. And on the top you've got some really nice metallic blue that goes all the way down the body, down to the tip of the tail. With some really nice purple metallic. And it really looks like it's like all the same color, but it's really not. They're all like, it looks like iridescent, but it's actually just different colors of paint, which is really cool. You also had that same wash of, or dry brushing, I don't know which one it is, of dark brown, which you can't really see on camera again, but it's there, and it's kind of cool looking, honestly. And then you've got all these different stripes. You've got this sort of green. I don't know. I'm having trouble with words today. You've got some gold here with some sort of that peach color, some purple, and some like that same peach color that runs down here with some different spots of green. And I love that they outlined or like highlighted these osteoderms here. I think that looks really cool. Down at the other underside of the figure, you can see this same kind of creamish color as the underside of the figure. And you've got some stripes there. You've got the rest of the arms and legs are pretty much that same color with some really nice washes of darker, so it really makes the detail stand out and sort of pop out. You've got some of that same black and some iridescent blue, or I should say metallic blue, on the arm here, and then it just kind of fades out into this sort of a darker color. It kind of is washed all over the body. And then of course you have the nails that are painted really nice on all the feet. We love to see that. And then on the tail, it's sort of a little bit lighter and a lot more dry brushed down at the tail. And you can really see that brown is sort of striped there. And then all the metallic blue. So really beautiful figure overall. I think I covered most of the paint job and everything. And the detail is just beautiful. So you can see all these different scales all up into the frill. The horns have a little bit of detail. You can't really see them, but they're there. And then like around the eye, and like I said, inside the mouth is not as detailed, but back in there you can see all those teeth are painted really nicely. And all these different scales all over the body. And like I said, these osteoderms that are kind of highlighted around it are just kind of spotted all over. And it's just really, really beautiful all over. Absolutely am in love with this figure. So beautiful. As far as articulation, we have the jaw here. And it can open a good amount, decent amount wide. And like I said, there's a tongue in there, but I can't really get to it. But it's cool to see that addition of an articulated tongue. As far as this neck articulation, you can see you have like sort of the head, which can move very nicely. And then at the base of the neck, you can see really, really nice turning articulation. And as well as up and down, it can really move some really good poses. You could get some really nice poses out of this thing. Really, really beautiful. And definitely, I would say the best medusaceratops figure there is, honestly. Arms, you have this one is really stiff for some reason, but if we flip it over for here, you can see that it moves out, and it also swivels all the way around. The elbow joint moves very nicely. I don't know if you can turn it. You can kind of turn it a little bit. And then the hand, I guess you would say, can move up and down, side to side, sort of, and then swivel. So you've got a lot of articulation in the arms and everything. For the body part here, you can kind of move it from side to side here. It also goes up, so I don't know what you would really use it for that. It doesn't really go down though, so just it does up and down. Oh, and it also turns like a lot. If you wanted to make it do this, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but hey, it's there. You can do it. Yeah, you can turn it all the way around. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. The hips here, the hip joints can move very nicely all the way around. That was one of the problems I had with my Cetacosaurus. Actually, I didn't. There's something else with Cetacosaurus that I had issues with. Oh, there goes the light. Oh, I think it was like the in and out pose that I had trouble with my Cetacosaurus. But yeah, this one does that. Its legs can move out just a little bit. Not that much, but it's still there. Okay, so we also have knee articulation here. Not a lot of range of motion for this knee here, but you can do a little bit. And I don't think you can really, you can't really swivel it. This foot part here, you can move like that. You can't really turn it, but it kind of does, I guess. And then this tiny piece, like the toes, I guess you could say, or the foot, I don't know, can swivel all the way around, actually, which is pretty cool. And then around like that. Can't really do that much with it, but with the added articulation on the rest of the foot, really gives you some nice motion with that. And then the tail, of course, can move all the way around because it's on a ball joint, so you can move it all sorts of different ways. It doesn't have the wire that the raptors have in it, but even still, you can get some really nice poses into the tail. As far as the size goes, you're looking at about right at the 12 inches mark for this figure. And it stands at about just over 5 1/4 inches. I'll translate that to centimeters on the screen there, so because this tape measure doesn't do centimeters, I don't know why. For kind of a size comparison, here we have one of the 1/6 scale raptors from the series. You can see it's about the same size. My only other Ceratopsian, which I don't really count him. We've got the Cetacosaurus, which since it's also the 1/6 scale, so it's about the same as the raptor. And we have the only Tyrannosaur. We have the Tyrannus, and you can see for a size comparison for those. So yeah, I don't have a human figure. I was looking for one. I know I have one somewhere, but I don't know where it went. But yeah. So there is the Beast of the Mesozoic Fan's Choice medusaceratops. This is an absolutely beautiful figure. I definitely recommend it if you are into collecting dinosaur figures. It's probably the best medusaceratops like ever, to be honest, in my opinion at least. Yeah, it's just like, it's so amazing. The detail, the articulation. Beast of the Mesozoic is like by far like the best dinosaur figures you can get right now. So I know they're expensive, but like the quality is unbelievable on these figures. So yeah, go check out the Beast of the Mesozoic. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy your own. So yeah, it's such a just amazing figure overall, and I'm so glad I actually got it because I was thinking of getting something else, and I'm glad I got this one. So it's just overall a beautiful figure. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below if you want more dinosaur stuff. So thanks for watching. Bye.